Well, I think we were interested in VR as a medium of storytelling. Is there a way to approach narrative in VR, I think was initially our interest and curiosity. And also, VR just very naturally lends itself to horror and genre. At its core, it's immersive, it's experiential. That immediately leads one to think, well, can I scare someone? Can I make someone feel uncomfortable? Can I create tension and... So we were interested in that, and then we ended up meeting the team at Ubisoft at E3 a few years ago, and we sort of discussed the fact that we were interested in the medium, and they showed us a bunch of the VR stuff that they were working on, and they were like, why don't you come out to Montreal and we can talk about, you know, sort of forming some kind of partnership and see if we even sort of creatively vibe with one another, and we did. It was great, and we were really excited, and sort of out of these like various pitches that we came up with different ideas, there was this sort of nugget that ultimately turned into Transference, and that's sort of how it all happened.
Okay, are you comfortable? I know this rig's a bit cumbersome, but that's always the way with these new prototypes, huh? And all you have to do is just be.
I don't know that it's so much our experience in the films that we've made that have led us to this moment with Transference and VR, but it's certainly our experience in narrative, and more than anything, just like the challenge was, can we make a VR game that is led by fear and empathy? That was the guiding principle, and that's what we kind of all vibed on. Our past experience was leading to this moment, although certainly our understanding of narrative and the basic three-act structure of a film, all those things come into it. It's all there as part of the ephemera and the tools for which we're using, but it was really just this core idea and this team together, working together, and that collaboration that pushed things forward.
It's how do we combine a game structure with a story structure, and how do we, based on player agency, because you're playing as yourself, we're not giving any objective to the player, and he's deciding where he wants to go, how he wants to approach things, what objects he needs to take and connect and try to switch between the different perspectives. It's been definitely a learning experience, either from the game side of view, and learn about their expertise and how we could combine and converge our medium. And it was a really genuine approach. It was not like, this is how we make games and just fill these lines. Or on the inverse, it was not like, here's a script, make a game. We know what we want to touch upon, like it was an emotional experience, like you were saying, like based on fear and empathy, psychological thriller. And we want to connect with these characters. And after that, we just went from there and see where it leads us. It was really crucial for us that we tried to create something new, something unique by this merge, I'd say, of expertise.
We're all gonna be together. All of our hard work, reverse the process. All of our sacrifices, that's my gift to you. Us.
Help me, please!
We took inspiration from everywhere, from books, from series, from movies, other games. Just another great example in a book is House of Leaves, where sometimes the house changes as you navigate through the space. When you go and open a door where usually there was a room, now it's something else, it's a closet. You're like, what happened here? And in VR, it's even more, these moments are even weirder.
We really wanted to toy with that a lot too. We always talked about dream logic, nightmares, dreams, things that sort of only made sense in our minds and in our subconscious. And can we play with the environment in such a way that doesn't make any logical sense? House of Leaves is a really good example of that. A door showing up out of nowhere, or a door leading somewhere that it shouldn't. Constantly wanting to put people in a slightly uncomfortable place to propel them through the story. Things like that were really exciting from a visual standpoint, but also how it would make people feel.
Where's Mom?
You're gonna see her real soon, okay? Just hold still.
Don't believe his lies.
Corruption, it's an improperly formed digital representation of a home that hasn't been uploaded properly or mapped properly. As a result of that, you do encounter roadblocks, effectively, of corruption that make it so that you cannot pass certain areas or get into certain areas. So that by that very nature, in order to progress, one has to decorrupt the space.
From a structure point of view, for sure, the beats that happens to be in a certain order, but in between it opens up. So this is where a player could explore more the house, see from different perspectives, etc. But at a certain point, it will meet these narrative moments, these strong moments in the story that was about like connecting a game structure with a story structure. In background, it's like in 3 acts for an evolution, but how the player could navigate to that space, but it's definitely not walking in a linear corridor and you just follow one line.
That's a great way to put it. You're not on a rail. You have agency. You can explore, and there are different ways to get to the places that you need to go. But like you said, that there are these sort of almost roadmap elements that you have to get to that push the story along, that are narrative based. But beyond, in between those spaces, there's full agency to explore everything.
Dad? Why are you doing this?
I love you, son. I love you with all of my heart.